Hello, guys. Welcome to this month's masterclass, the ultimate masterclass on how to talk to women and what to say after hello, all the way to a date, which is hosted, not really hosted by me, it is hosted by the amazing Kosmo, who I'm going to introduce you to in about a minute. So how many of you have thought, what am I supposed to say to get her on a date? Next slide. Are you sick and tired of rejection? I'm sure you are. Do you wish you knew how to understand how to approach beautiful women and get them on multiple dates? I'm sure the answer is yes. No kidding. Well, you are one step away from learning exactly how to do it. What we are about to reveal is going to change everything about the way that you approach, not just dating, but knowing your value and how to showcase it, which is a huge game changer. So today we are going to teach you the exact proven process and blueprint to approach every woman that you're attracted to, even some that you're not, and showcase the best version of yourself so you can effortlessly get them on multiple dates. Okay, are you ready to meet Kosmo? Kosmo won VH1's hit show, The Pickup Artist, hosted by Mystery. He has coached over 10,000 guys in over 13 countries, from computer engineers, normal shy guys, to UFC fighters, celebs, actors, and even Navy SEALs. That is pretty impressive. All right, so thank you all for being here, trusting us, and investing in your approach skills. And now I'm gonna hand it over to the amazing Kosmo.
Marni, what is up? I'm so excited. I love you so much.
I love you.
How's everyone doing? I'm looking at everyone's video. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at this. Scott gave me a thumbs up. Let me scroll down through all these videos, all these pictures. I love it. I love it. First and foremost, thank you guys for coming. I really, really love what I do. It changed my life completely. For those of you that don't know who I am, I did a reality show in 2008 called The Pickup Artist, as Marni was saying. And in front of millions of people, I cried a lot. I didn't know it was gonna be that intense. I went through so much stuff. My whole life, I have suffered from approach anxiety. I was really good. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I was really good at hiding what was wrong for me. I'm Cuban. I'm from Miami. I don't know if there's any Cubans here, but we have a huge freaking ego, and we love to be the machos and hide behind bravado. And I never told anyone, you know, what was wrong with me. And I actually faked, yes, I don't know if I talked to you about this, Marni, but I faked my prom date. I told all my friends, and oh, I feel embarrassed right now. I told all my friends, I told everyone, I said, oh no, I have 2 prom dates. I have to go to West Palm Beach and Broward. Don't worry about it. The reality was I was with my grandma that Saturday night on Univision watching Sábado Gigante, and I completely lied. And at that point, I was like, wow, I have to change my life. This is really bad. So again, with an open heart, I love you guys right now that are attending. You guys are taking action, and I'm excited to showcase and tell you guys what we're gonna do today. So let's get into it. Here's what we're gonna be covering today. Opening. I did a whole masterclass with Marni a few months ago on opening. So we're gonna briefly touch on that. For those of you that don't know what opening is, it's basically how do you walk up to a girl and strike up a conversation, which is really difficult for a lot of guys. We're gonna be going over observations. Number 3 is transitions. Attraction stories. This is the hardest part for a lot of guys. Very, very difficult. The motivation, number exchange, talking before the first date, the first date strategy, and planting seeds for a second date. Okay, so here we go. For the opener, this is something that is really, really important, because most guys walk up to a girl, and I know you guys can relate to this. You've probably heard it before. They'll walk up to a girl and they'll start just, what's your name? Where are you from? How you doing? All of this stuff. So I have a really cool opener that I want to give you guys. So I want to give you a copy of my ebook. So what you're going to do is you guys are going to DM me on Instagram. I am New Alvaro Orlando. And for those of you wondering why it's new, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So if you guys have never been hacked before, I'm letting you know right now, never challenge a hacker. That I will learn for the rest of my life. A random guy contacted me and said, hey, I have control of your account. If you don't give me $2,000, your account will disappear in 24 hours. You know what I responded, guys? The worst thing that you can ever respond. Marni, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you said, fuck you.
I said, fuck you. I literally said, fuck you. And guess what, guys? 24 hours, my account was hacked. So that's why it's New Alvaro Orlando. Make sure to DM me, guys. I spent a long time talking about opening and my, my approach. I think it's really good. I was talking to Marni before my class. We have a guy named Ed. He's in his late 60s. He did a Vegas boot camp with me. He read the ebook, and that day in Vegas, he talked to about 30, 35, 40 women. And out of that weekend, I'm really happy to say this, guys, he started to get a lot of dates. And right now he's in a relationship. He found a girlfriend, very attractive. And so I'm really, really proud of him. Okay, guys, so here we go. This is, in my opinion, the best opener on planet Earth. And this is really hard to get rejected from. So what we do is basically you walk up to a girl and you say, hey, real quick, I just wanted to introduce myself. It seems like you have good energy. My name is Kosmo, by the way. Now, I'm going to break down that opener. And in my ebook, I have a bunch of these, but I think this is the safest opener. Like right after this class, 5 minutes after, go out and try it. It's really good. And it's really hard to get rejected from this opener. I mean, like Marni, as a woman, a guy comes up to you and I'm like, hey, just real quick. I'm here with my buddy, Ed. I just wanted to come over and introduce myself. It seems like you have really good energy. My name's Kosmo, by the way. Like as a woman, how hard is it for a girl to be like, go fuck yourself. I have really bad energy. I don't want to talk to you. Like it's really, it's very rare that a girl is going to say anything mean back. So this is kind of like rejection proof. Okay, so let's break this down real quick. All right, so real quick is basically letting the girl know that you're coming for a couple seconds or a minute and you're on your way to go. Women do not like confrontation. So if you stay there monologuing and a girl's not into you, they find it really hard to say, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm not attracted to you. So they have to find ways on how to do it. And this is why we say real quick. And now this is what she needs to know. Why are you there? Why are you there? So you can drop a very quick compliment or an observation. And this is exactly why, like how you do it and why you do it. You give your name without any expectations that she's going to give you hers. So while leaving it very open. Most guys walk up to a girl and what do? They want to get information, guys. They just want to get something from the girl. Gimme. This opener, I'm just giving value. I'm not asking anything in return. I just want to give value. Okay. So this is the opener. And by the way, I spend about 5 to 7 hours only talking about this step. Now, I know this is not on the slide and Marni knows I'm very spontaneous. On the chat, I'm really curious what you guys think. Graham, Gus, I'm looking at all of you guys over here. How long do you think you should be in the opening phase? I'm going to wait here because I'm really curious about this. So put it on the chat. How long do you think the opening phase lasts? Let's see this. 30 seconds, 3 hours, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. As long as you need. Stan said 30 seconds. What else, guys? Keith said 3 minutes, 1 minute, seconds. Whoever John is, very, very good. So an opener does not last longer than about 15 seconds and you are out. 15, 20 seconds and you are out of the opener. And here's exactly what you're going to do after the opener. And by the way, a lot of guys get this wrong because they'll walk up to a girl and they'll spend a long time on the opening phase, and the girl just wants to know like, what do you want after this? So after opening, and this is one of my favorite, we use observations. Observations can be correct or they can be incorrect. Incorrect observations are actually just as valuable as correct ones. And let me just say this, actually, to be honest with you guys, when I get an observation incorrect from a girl, it hits even better. So I'm an artist. I'm a dating coach. I'm a filmmaker. I'm an artist. If a girl came up to me and said, it seems like you're a tax accountant, she could have got that. That's like completely the opposite of what I do. But what do you think? How am I going to react, guys? I'm going to say, what about me? What made you think I'm a tax accountant? So when you get it incorrect, it's actually really good as well too. So observations provide a way to get into the conversation. Observations are very genius because they allow you to collect data. An observation basically allows you to begin with the focus on her, which all the guys do this that I know. They ask questions. This is not the time to ask a question. You have to relieve the pressure from the girl. When a guy walks up to the girl, for the most part, they put so much pressure on her. If they start saying, so where are you from? What do you do? What are you doing out here? Conversation. That is not her job at all. So I guess we can start writing these down. Everyone, if you have a pen and a paper, this would be really good in my humble opinion. What am I talking about? I'm not humble. I'm pretty cocky. I'm like, these are the best. These are the best right here for an observation. You're going to start by saying 3 options. You seem like, you look like, I feel like. I'm going to repeat that again. You seem like, you look like, I feel like. Let me give you some examples right here, guys. So instead of saying, where are you from? And follow me here, guys. Don't say where you're from. You seem like you're from the East Coast. Now, you're not asking her a question. You're making a statement. If the girl's from, California, she'd be like, actually, no, I'm from the West Coast. What are you talking about? This is really good, though, as long as you're not asking questions. I walk up to Marni, I open her, and I'm like, by the way, I know it's going to sound random, but you seem like a teacher. Are you some kind of a teacher? Like, this really activates the girl's imagination. Like, the girl's thinking, oh my God, I love this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is my favorite one. I would use this if I was you guys. You look like an artist. This one hits very, very good with women. Another one that I really like is after my opener, I say, by the way, you look like you're not from around here. You look like you're a tourist or something like that. It hits really well because most women that you'll talk to where you're at, they'll say, what are you talking about? No, I'm from Vegas or I'm from California. So that one hits really good as well too. Let's keep going. I feel like you must be a good dancer. I feel like you're a cat person. I'm not asking any questions right now. I'm only making statements. It is not her job to hold the conversation. This is your job. Now, remember, this is what you're doing essentially. You're just gathering data. You're not interviewing the girl. The key is do not ask a question, only make a statement. This is very, very powerful. A lot of the girls that I go out with, they always tell me, they're like, I feel like I'm being interviewed by the guy. Like, why is he walking up, talking to me, asking me so many questions? I feel a lot of pressure on me. So don't ask questions, only make statements. Now, I know a lot of you are hearing me right now and you're probably like, damn, I've walked up to women and I've started to ask the girl a lot of questions. So now there should be a little bit of a game changer just with this information. So I love to be interactive with you guys. What is your biggest takeaway from what I just shared right now? Drop it on the chat. I'm curious what you guys got out of this. So let me see over here. Statements, not questions. No questions. Make statements. Genius. Totally. There's Jeffrey. Jeffrey's one of my guys. You've been killing it with the advice I've been giving you. No questions. Don't interrogate. We must be mind readers to gather information without asking questions. So Keith, I'm actually going to push back on you right now. That's, in my opinion, I don't think that's it at all. My point in coaching you guys and what I'm doing right now is you don't have to be a mind reader, actually, Keith. You're just making an observation. You could be totally wrong. And what I just said about a couple minutes ago is it's actually more fun if you do get it right. So it's not about you being a mind reader. Make statements and observations to carry and lead the conversation. That's the man's job to do that. Very good, Brett B. Daniel, wrong observations can be better. Absolutely. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm inspired by you guys right now. All right, so effective transitions. Yes, a lot of guys don't know how to do this as well. If you've ever walked up to a group of girls or even just one girl, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but you start talking about something and that kind of dies down and you have a rough time transitioning out of that. So let's kind of talk about what we just went over right now. So first you approach, then you made an observation, and now you're going to transition into an attraction story. What is a transition, Kosmo? It is a bridge between the introduction and your story. These 4 little one-liners are genius, and you guys are going to overcomplicate it. I hope you don't. You're going to be like, Kosmo, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. This is way too easy. I don't know about this. I do it all the time. And by the way, I've been doing it to you guys right now. These 4 transitions will help you move smoothly into attraction stories. Again, guys, if you can write these down, these are very, very crucial. So after you go into your observation, right? So for example, let me just go back. I walk up to a group of girls. I go, hey guys, I just wanted to introduce myself. You guys seem like you have good energy. I'm Kosmo, by the way. They say, thank you, whatever they say. Then I go, you guys seem like you're from the East Coast. You have that vibe. Then the girls will say, well, yeah, we're from the East Coast, or actually, Kosmo, I'm from the Midwest, or I'm from California, whatever they say, right? Now we're coming into the transition. What you're going to be doing. Can I ask one question
for 1 second?
Yes.
So do you engage these women on the, and I'm not from there, or yes, I'm totally from there, or do you skip it over?
Really good question. So Marni, if you will, I love to put myself on blast real quick. So let me see everyone in the chat. You guys are gonna enjoy this right now because Marni might reject me. So let's just, guys, let's have fun right now. Let's just have fun. Okay. So Marni, I just want you to role play with me.
Okay. I'm out. I'm
all right, cool. So just Marni, I know we're on, I just wanted to come over and introduce myself. I feel like it seems like you have really good energy. I'm Kosmo, by the way.
Hi, I'm Marni.
Nice to meet you, Marni. Can I just say something real quick? You seem like you're from the East Coast. You have that vibe.
Well, I'm from Toronto, so it's close. Yeah.
Okay, well, get this. Toronto, I love Toronto, by the way, but get this. I would love your perspective on this. So my grandmother is from Miami. She's never traveled ever before. And it's my first time flying her out to New York for one of my film premieres. So I'm curious, do you feel like people on the East Coast have a very different vibe than people that live in Canada? So you see what I mean, Marni? And guys, did you catch that? Like, I'm going forward in my conversation. I'm not being stagnant. I'm going forward.
But so you're still responding to me. You're still like taking in the information that I gave you, which is good.
I'm taking in the information. And by you saying that you're from Toronto, I'm going to fuck with you a little bit because Canadians are so nice. So I'm gathering that data. I'm like, I got to give you a hug. Canadians are so nice. I'm from Miami. People are so rude over there. I love Canadians. My best friend's Canadian. Oh, by the way, and I transition out of it. Okay.
I love that.
That's how I do it. So so let me go back. So it's get this. I would love a female's perspective on this. You guys can change that a little bit. If that sounds weird coming out of your mouth, you can say, I would love a woman's perspective on this. I would love to get your opinion on this, Marni. So it can change. By the way, it is a really good one. And if you watch, which I'm going to teach you my talk show technique, if you watch really good celebrities doing a talk show, they're really good at transitioning in and out of subjects. And I've noticed that, and I've hacked them, I copied them, and they always do that. They're like, oh, get this. Oh, by the way, Conan, and they'll transition right out of that. Another one that's really good is, it's so funny you said that because, so when you said that you're from Toronto, Marni, I could have said, it's so funny you said that because usually I would never get that wrong. I can tell when people are from Canada. So there's something about your energy, Marni, that makes me feel like you're from New York.
Yeah.
So that's how I would transition. Notice, guys, that so far I haven't asked any questions at all. And when I'm saying I would love a female's perspective on this, I'm getting her to be interactive. As soon as you guys join this masterclass, what did Marni make you guys do? Drop a 1 on the chat, drop a 2 on the chat. She's essentially doing what I do with women. We want to make it very interactive. The last thing that I want to do is just start monologuing. I want to make it sure that it's interactive. So that's literally what Marni just did to you guys. It makes it very interactive. And the girl feels as if, you know, she's contributing towards the conversation, when in reality, you're the one running this conversation. Now, before I go to what is my biggest takeaway, check this out, guys. I talked to a girl for about 10 to 15 minutes yesterday. I was doing a boot camp, and out of 10 to 15 minutes talking to a girl, and you guys are going to laugh at this one. At the end of it, the girl talked for about 30 seconds to 1 minute at the most. You know what she told me at the end of that? She told me, I have to tell you something. You're a great listener. I was the one talking for 95% of the conversation. But because I kept doing these transitions, get this, Marni. Oh, by the way, oh my God, I would love your opinion on this. And I say my attraction story. Then she's like, wow, Kosmo, I love that. Yeah, my dad's from Canada. And she talked very little. I didn't put no pressure on her to hold a conversation. I'm the guy. I'm the man. I'm going to make sure that I lead this conversation. But I thought it was really funny that she thought that I was a great listener when in reality, I was talking most of the entire time. All right, so I'm curious. Let's look at the chat. What is your biggest takeaway from what I just shared right now? So let's see on the chat. What was your biggest takeaway from what I just said? No questions, take things lightly, engagement, engage her, take the lead, it's attractive. Very good, Justin. Jeffrey, lead the conversation, no questions, absolutely. Constant engagement, yes. Drawing out stuff through transition, opening, using transitions to engage, explaining attraction to self-talking hippies. Oh, okay, already there. There's no pressure, get information from your comments. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, now we're gonna go into one of my favorite things to talk about, and this is the attraction story. Yes, I just met the girl of my dreams last week. I was doing a Miami boot camp, that is her. And I literally just did my whole system, word for word. And yeah, we went on our first date. It was great. And at the end of it, she gave me feedback on exactly what I'm going to be teaching you guys. And yeah, it was beautiful. All right. So women want you to tell them who you are. Okay. Who are you? What makes you a high value guy? Why should she spend time with you? Some guys on YouTube are teaching this philosophy that you should act like you are the high value guy. So let the girl come to you. Let her say that you're attractive. Guys, I run circles around men when I go out to social gatherings that have this mindset. Girls should walk up to them because they are so high value. They're so attractive. Let me tell you a secret. The girl has no idea who you are. It is your job to tell her that. You should be an entertainer. You are a storyteller. So what you're going to do is you're going to showcase your personality. That's what you have to do. You have to show her, who are you? What your personality is. Are you sarcastic, dry humor? You are a storyteller. That is your job. Now, this is something that I came up with about 3 years ago, and I'm going to explain this as good as I can right now. It is called the talk show theory. So here we go. And actually, Marni, I don't even know we've talked about this. So here's my opinion. Here's what I believe. Why you have to have attraction stories ready to go before you walk up to the girl is because your job is to showcase who you are. Now, look at Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon. Here's what I believe. When the celebrity goes on a talk show, his job is to make sure that America, well, actually, the world falls in love with him. Why? Because he needs for you to buy his movie tickets to go to the movie theater. So without you guys falling in love with this guy, like, wow, Justin Timberlake is really cool. Without him building empathy, attraction, making you laugh, you're not going to go to the movie theater. So essentially, you are the celebrity that's going to a talk show. The audience is, let me try to see if anyone can get this. First person to get this, I will be very impressed. Who do you think the audience member is when you're walking up to a group of girls? The woman. There you go, Daniel. That was really quick. Good. The audience is the girls that you are talking to, the women that you're talking to. That is your audience. And guess who the talk show host is? I'll be very impressed. Whoever gets this, I'll be very impressed. Put it on the chat, guys. Who do you think the talk show host is? I'm going to wait for this one. No, not you. No, you're the celebrity.
Who is it?
Ooh, this one's going to be tough. Hey, Marni, let me call you out real quick, girl. Who do you think that the talk show host is?
I'm mute. I was going to say the audience. I don't know.
Okay, so the audience is the girl.
Your
You are the
wingman.
celebrity. The talk show host is
Your wingman.
wingman. The talk show host is your wingman. Genius, in my opinion. And here's why. When a celebrity goes to a talk show, they spend hours and hours talking to their publicist on what attraction stories they should be talking about, why America would fall in love with them. So Jimmy Fallon, which would be your wingman, would know what stories you want to talk about. So let's say Justin Timberlake's talking about Toronto. And then as that story is dying down, Jimmy Fallon goes, okay, he has a story about his dog. So Jimmy Fallon, your wingman, and I'm going to teach you guys how to use your wingman, will go, hey, Justin Timberlake, I heard you got a new puppy. And now Justin Timberlake goes, oh my God, he's the cutest dog ever. So you see how that's what your wingman is supposed to do, lead you to your next attraction story. So that is my theory on the talk show host theory. So again, it's your job to tell her who you are. So 5 bullet points to catch a girl's interest. Miglan on the chat said, what if you don't have a wingman? Well, you're going to have to go out and befriend the guy. You have to go out and get a wingman. But I can go over that in tomorrow's Q&A. I can go over that because that's a little bit of a long time. All right, so let's get into it. 5 bullet points that you have to hit. A protector. You have to showcase to the girl, what in your life are you protecting right now? Like, who are you protecting? What are you protecting? The number one thing that a woman needs is protection. Physically and emotionally, they need to feel that you're a guy that is going to protect her. We'll get more into detail. Number 2, a girl needs to know that you are the leader of your tribe. Number 3, a successful risk taker. Number 4, that there's other women in your life. And number 5, that you are the leader of fun. That is a very big attraction trigger for women. Before I go to the next slide, I'm going to give you a perfect example. So one of my really good friends, Rebecca and Ashley, were really depressed. They were really sad. And yesterday, I invited them to a pool party at the Mondrian Hotel. I don't know, those of you that are from LA know that that is, quote unquote, the coolest pool party to go to. So they were really both like kind of depressed and sad. One of my friends, like Rebecca, went, through a really hard breakup and she didn't want to go out. And I told her, I promise you, just come out with me. You're going to have a good time. And she was very apprehensive. So you know what I did, guys? I didn't even finish my phone call with her. You're probably going to think I'm rude, but you know what I did? I hung up on her. I got in my car. Yo, open the door. And I just went over and I got her. I'm like, let's go. She didn't have no makeup on, nothing. It seems like she was crying. Her mascara is running down. I'm like, I don't want to hear anything. You're coming with me. Get your makeup on. You're coming in my car and we're picking up Ashley right now. Didn't tell Ashley anything too. I hung up on her. But this time I recruited Rebecca. So now I'm with Rebecca. I'm like, Ashley, open the door. I'm taking you to a pool party. So I took them both in my car. Took them to a pool party. They had the best time of their life. And at the end of the day, they both gave me a really big hug. They had like water in their eyes. They're like, thank you so much. I feel like you just snapped me out of my depression. Like, thank you so much for that, Cosmo. Like, I feel really good. Okay. So pause, time out. What do you think I just did to you guys right now? Anybody want to take a guess? You can put it in the chat real quick. What do you think I just did right now? You guys are good. You guys are really good. Stan K nailed it. I literally just gained you guys right now. So if you guys are feeling attracted to me, it's completely normal. No, I'm playing. But I literally just did it right now. So I just ran all these bullet points with you guys. So here we go. Again, if you have a paper and a pen, that would be really cool. I'm actually gonna slow down here and I'm gonna wait for you guys to write this down. If that's okay with you guys, I would love to be interactive and do it with you guys right now. So I'm gonna take just like a couple minutes, everyone, if you can. If you don't have a paper and a pen, just, I guess you could do it on a computer. I don't know if you could do it on a computer. Marni, usually I have Robin here. Robin would be like, I got you, Cosmo. I know how to do this, but I'm flying solo right now.
But I don't want to step in. You're in such a good flow right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So Marni will send you you're going to send this to the guys, right?
Yes, they're going to get a PDF of this. Yes. So do not worry. But if you want to take notes right now, you can, but you'll get this document afterwards and you can watch the video while going through this document.
Okay, so what I want you guys to do is under number 1, you create 5 stories that you feel that you can showcase to a girl on why you're a protector in your life. If drop a 1 right now, if anyone here has an animal, drop a 1 if you do. Let me see this. Dog, cat, hamster, any animal. 1, 1, 1, 1. Richard, Fred, Justin, Wesley, Tim. Okay, so a lot of you have animals or an animal. An animal's a really good attraction trigger for a woman. Why, Cosmo? Because it can showcase that you are a protector. It is your job to protect your animal. Even if you have a real plant, I know it's going to sound corny, guys, but even if you have a real plant, you have to water that plant or else it will die. So you're actually protecting your plant. By the way, guys, hold on real quick. I want to introduce you. They call him the legend, El Rambo. Rambo. Actually, this is the best wingman ever. So whoever put on the chat that they don't have a wingman, go buy a doggy like Rambo. He's the best wingman ever. He can't even talk and he's Yeah, he's done miracles for me. Go ahead, Rambo. So in a lot of my attraction stories, I do bring up Rambo. I bring up the fact that I am now in my life, my grandmother has gave me so much her entire life. And now I'm at a place financially where I can help her out, and it makes me feel so good. And I feel good about myself. This woman saved my life. So that again could be a protector of loved ones. So just think about it real quick. When's the last time you walked up to a girl, like a stranger, and within the first 2 minutes, you told the girl who you're protecting in your life? Like, really think about this. I see a lot. I'm scrolling down the videos right now. I see a lot of guys thinking, they're like, shit, Cosmo, this is true. Most guys stay very situational. Again, where are you from? What you up to? The second one is other women in your life. I don't know if Marni's going to hate me and Robin's going to hate me, or any other girls that are on this call right now, but I'm just going to say it. It is okay to embellish in your stories. That's right. I said it. I'm not telling you to lie, but it is okay to embellish in your stories. So if I went out with 4 guys and 1 girl, when I'm telling a story about a pool party, I can say I went out with my 4 friends. They were awesome. I love hanging around women.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So if I may open the door here, women embellish as well. They're not going out to a social gathering without any makeup, without any high heels. So they're also embellishing. Why do you think they're embellishing? Because we're physical creatures, guys are. So they want to attract the highest value guy. Women, for the most part, yes, they love physicality, but they fall in love with what we say. And then after what we say, we back it up with our actions. So I feel it's fair to embellish in your stories. So when you tell a girl that you have other women in your life, actually, it's really healthy for her to know that, because if you were a creep, if you were a weirdo, you wouldn't have any women in your life. So by the fact that you have women in your life, these women in your life have already pre-screened you. So the girl that you're talking to right now goes, he's not a creep. You've already been pre-screened. That's why it's good. The leader of your tribe, it's very simple with that one. It's basically, let's say that, all right, I'll just be interactive. Hey guys, put on the chat, what are some activities that you guys like to do? I'm curious about this one. And I'm gonna get to this portion later on in my presentation. Okay, so Raheem, skydiving, okay, zip lining, woodwork, skiing, hiking.
These are great.
Poker. Okay.
Demolition derby. That's awesome.
Damn.
These are great. Chasing tornadoes.
Chasing tornadoes.
These are great.
I love it.
I go for walks. That's what I do.
So, okay, this is great. Salsa. Ooh, Miglan, I got you. Yes, I'm Cuban. I'm all about that salsa. So here's how you're gonna do leader of your tribe. Guess who's organizing your social event, or when you go to plan an activity. Guess who's the one that's organizing? You are. You're the leader of your tribe. I invited Robin, Marni, Vanessa, these girls to go karaoke. It was me that invited them. I'm the leader of my tribe. And then if you look at attraction number 4, bullet point number 4, it's my job. Once I get there to the social gathering, I'm the leader. I have to make sure everyone's having fun. So you see what I mean, guys? The leader of your tribe is you have to be the one that's leading in your social circle. A successful risk taker in your life, you don't play it safe. You go for things and you take a risk, high reward. One of the attraction stories that I love to say is basically, for the next 10 years of my life, when I was 20 years old, they told me, here's your salary. It's going to be $130,000 a year. And you're going to be with us for 10, 15 years. Then we might think of a raise. But for the most part, this is what camera operators make at Univision. Within 1 week, I discovered my passion for acting. I left my job, left to New York to pursue my passion for acting, and I started a production company from ground zero. For ground zero, I left that job, and right now what I'm doing full time is I'm a filmmaker and a dating coach with a lot more fulfillment in my life. So I left something that had a guaranteed promise. I said, no, I can't do it. And I started my own company. Okay, so this would be a risk taker, but you have to basically succeed in the risk that you took. You can't say, hey, Rebecca, I left my job and now I'm broke and I'm bankrupt and I got no money in the bank account and I'm on the street. Like, obviously that wouldn't work. So whatever you're doing to be a risk taker, at the end of the story, when you're doing these attraction triggers, they have to pay off. Okay, so my identity chart. And again, guys, you should, you don't have to write it down right now, but you can do it after. So who am I and what defines me? In most of all my conversations, I talk about the same shit over and over and over. The fun part for you guys is your tonality, is your facial expression, your body language, your cadence. That's when it gets creative. In my personal opinion, I think that you should have stories memorized, and I think that you should do my identity chart. Therefore, when you walk up to a girl, you're not all confused and dazed. You know exactly what you want to talk about. A lot of guys get this wrong, and let me know if you guys agree with me on this. A lot of guys will go on Google. I had a guy do this yesterday at a pool party. He was like, yo, Cosmo, I got to learn about like the star signs and astrology and astronomy because girls love that shit. And like, he's obsessed with trying to figure out the subject matters that girls like rather than trying to figure out what you're passionate about. So check this out, guys. This is my identity chart, and all of you guys should do this. So in the middle, K standing for Cosmo. There's 5 different subjects in my life that I talk about all the time. And these are the things that consume Cosmo. If we meet in person, you're going to be like, Cosmo's constantly talking about these 5 things. So one area in my life is I'm a boxer. I started boxing from the age of 5 all the way to 19. That's a big area of my life. Second area of my life is going to be Rambo. You guys just met him. And dogs. I'm a big dog advocate, and I constantly talk about Rambo. Number 3, I'm a filmmaker. A lot of my life is making movies, writing movies, doing all that stuff. My 4th one is my grandma. By the way, my grandma is one of my best friends in the world, and she's amazing. She lives in Miami. And I'm trying to convince her every day to come to California, but she won't. So this is a really big area in my life when I'm approaching women. A normal dating coach, like some of these guys on YouTube, that would you talk about your grandma to build attraction? You're out of your mind. So they're not really getting the bigger picture. If the bigger picture is I have to showcase to the girl what their number 1 need is, which is protection, then I do talk about my grandma. I do talk about Miami. And the last one is obviously a dating coach. And all of the guys that I have helped all over the world, when I talk about my dating coach thing, I often talk about how I thought I was going to be fulfilled by attracting women, having sex with women, being able to walk up to girls and get them interested. But you know what really made me feel fulfilled, guys? And by the way, I would love your guys' opinion on this. So get this. I just used the transition on you guys. This, guys. I get off on the first 2. This just gave me goosebumps. The first 2 suicide letters that I got, where a guy was being really hopeless and he just got out of a really bad divorce, and I was able to coach him on a 2-hour Zoom call, and it completely changed his outlook. Guys who are feeling a lot of anxiety, who are very depressed, who are very lonely, and I had the ability to change their life. That is what makes me wake up in the morning feeling very fulfilled. That is everything to me. So these are what I talk about being a dating coach. And, right off the bat, as soon as I tell a girl I'm a dating coach, they want to challenge me. They want to be like, can you pick me up? What's your best pickup line? So right off the gate, I'm good. So let's see here before I move to the next slide. Can we put down on the chat, what are some areas in your life that consume your life, that you talk about a lot or that you do a lot on a daily basis? So let's get interactive, guys, because I really want to see this. And I'll move to, okay, so teaching. Yep. That could be a good one. Philosophy, Stark marketers, screenwriter, my kids, walking dog. I would just put dogs instead of walking dog. Laser eye surgery, workout every day. I would put fitness for that. Kung Fu, I would put martial arts for that. Work of building projects. I like that. Heavy equipment really wouldn't work for that. So you'd have to get a little bit more specific. Being an Army veteran, those hit really well, by the way, because when you're in the Army, when you're in the military, what do you do when you're in the military? You're doing what attraction trigger are you doing? Put it on the chat. What do you think you're doing? Protector. Matt got it right. Yes, you're absolutely a protector. Okay, cool. Wow, you guys are kicking ass. I love this. And by the way, thank you so much for being so interactive with me. I love that. And the more you guys interact with me, the more Latino passion you're going to get from me. So these are all really good.
I do want to comment on one that Arthur said. First, Arthur, I'm so sorry that your wife has dementia, but I wanted you to comment on your thoughts on sharing things that are heavy, like having a heavy topic be a part of this wheel.
I was only doing the suicide story to ground you guys, to ground the guy right now, but I wouldn't drop the S word within the first 5-10 minutes of talking to a girl because it is too heavy. So I wouldn't say that. I would lean more on like, kind of like, you know, the girl was depressed or she wasn't feeling good. That's okay. I do it every day. I walk up to at least 10-15 girls a day because I want to make sure that I'm always like on my game. And it always hits well. It really does. But for example, Marni, whoever put on the chat, like my mom has dementia. Was that what it was?
For his wife. Yeah, his wife has dementia.
Oh, copy that. Got it. Yeah. So approaching other women, or if you're trying to make, you know, other female friends or just be more social, yeah, you would want to keep that out. And how I would reframe it is I love and I'm very passionate about mental health. I feel like it's very like made fun of and frowned upon, but I love to have an open dialogue about it and help people who are going through a tough time. So something like that. I would reframe it like that. But really good question, Marni. You don't want to get too heavy too quick. So next one. Okay, I think we kind of already did this. Are you guys ready to work on your attraction stories? Drop a 1 if you are committed. Let me see this. Let me see this. Shout out to Robin for making this slide. She is amazing. Doom, doom, doom.
I think she's on right now, so she's very happy to see you saying that, I'm sure.
Is she on?
I think she is, yeah. She was on before.
Oh, look at Robin doing the robot. I love it. Or the wave, whatever that was. Robin. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, a lot of ones. I got it. Yes, I love it. I hope that I can make a little bit of an impact in your life right now by reframing your thoughts and your mind right now. And I hope that you believe me that it is completely okay to have things memorized before you walk up to a girl. The worst advice that women can give a guy is this, and I know Marni hates this. A guy walks up to girls like, what's your best advice for a guy? And they go, tell him to be confident and just be himself. What the fuck does that mean? Exactly. Like, what are you talking about? Be confident and be yourself? No, not gonna work. So these attraction stories get you ready to talk to a girl. Some guys give me a little bit of pushback because they're like, well, I feel like it might be a little bit shady because you already know what to say. I don't agree with that. I've coached just thousands and thousands of people. It's a lot more effective, in my opinion, a lot. Okay, cool. So we already went over this. Identity chart. Yep. Okay, cool. So yeah, We kind of went over this already. So yeah, what are you a protector of? We went over this. What makes you the leader of your tribe? We went over this. What makes you a risk taker? Okay, this one a lot of guys might get wrong. I'm gonna wait on this one. What do you think in your life you took a chance and it paid off? Let's put this on the chat, and I'm gonna wait like a good 30 seconds. I want to see, because successful patent, yes. Business, company, again, my own business is really good. I was in a war. Yeah, it is, because you took a risk and you came back alive. Moved across the country, Graham. I can't see Graham right now, but Graham, that's a really good one with women. Moving across the country, yes. Starting jiu-jitsu at 50 years old. I love that, and that just my heart right now. I love that. That was amazing. Career change at the age of 57. Craig, I love you with all my heart. I love this. Asking my ex-girlfriend. Okay. All right. Asking my ex-girlfriend now. Okay. Daniel, I played online poker professionally while living on the beach in Mexico.
Amazing.
I love that. I would write that down for one of my attraction stories. Learning tango dancing with no previous formal dancing experience. I would write that down as well for one of your attraction stories. Learning salsa. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, you guys got this right. A lot of you did. Okay, well, this one's pretty straightforward. What makes you a leader of fun? All you think about when you're coming up with your attraction stories, people are bored, you come around, you make people feel better, and you make them laugh. That's all that you organize your stories around. Having people come around, now they're having fun. Whatever, I'll tell you one of my stories again. Because some of you guys are going to really be seeing my stories and going out there and using them. That's what a lot of my clients do. They just do that. You know how women, by the way, Marni, I would love your perspective on this. Yeah. Transition. Why are girls allowed to have a girls' night out and most women can have a girls' night out? And when is the last time you've heard a guy going, we're having a guys' night out and we're just going to go somewhere and dance by ourselves, not trying to pick up any girls, and just have fun by ourselves? Most men will go out, and the whole outcome of their happiness for the night is if they can talk to girls.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, what I love to do, and is not friends, even if a girl walks up to us, we're not allowed to go get her number or go talk to her. We're going to make it a point to have more fun than girls do wherever we went. We went to a venue, all got in a circle, like a bunch of girls were dancing over there, and I started doing like Robin dance there, but I started like kind of like goofy dancing. I had self-amusement. I don't care if I was trying to embarrass myself. And all my guy friends, like, we gave each other a hug and we were having fun, right? We were the leader of fun. Guess what the group of girls eventually did? By some miracle, they ended up getting closer and closer to us. And by accident, my air quotes, a girl bumped into my shoulder. Right, Marni? By accident. She didn't mean to do that. They were trying to get in our energy bubble. They said, these guys are fun. This is an attraction trigger for me. I want to go be near these guys. So that's what I mean by leader of fun.
Can you actually give a couple of other examples? Like, let's say, I'm just saying, there's some guys on this call who are in their 40s and single fathers, or some guys on this call who are in their 50s or 60s. And like maybe going out and dancing isn't the leader of fun in their world. What are other ways to be leaders of fun with women, maybe on like a lower key level? Like I know some guys said a poker night, right? Is that saying like, hey, I'm having a poker night at my house, come along? Is it just like them just taking charge of planning things rather than waiting to
leader? Yeah, great question, Marni. Poker night. You can have a poker night, but you organize a poker night.
Yeah.
Marni, but you made it a theme.
Right.
Or you that's for everyone. Remember that finger trap game? Game, not a game, but like a little thing where it's circle and you put your finger there, and the other person does, and you get trapped.
Of course.
Stupid little things like that I've done. And it could be like a boring thing, but I bought like 20, 30 little finger traps. I bought like hats or like a good look, like little necklace, like 30 of them. I'm the leader of fun there because I get to that event and I have these random things to make people have fun. This girl was not having a good night, and it doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 70 years old, actually. This has nothing to do with your age. I had a finger trap, and I'm like, all right, we're new best friends. I had it on my finger. I'm like, give me your hand. She's like, okay, what are we doing? Boom. We had a finger trap. I'm like, all right, now you got to come with me. Let's go. And she's like, no, you got to come with me. You go get creative with like and these inanimate objects, and you don't have to spend that much money on them. Literally go to Party City, the dollar store, and just little objects like that. Does that make sense, Marni?
Absolutely. And Raheem said it really well. He said, that's a good point. Being a leader of fun is part of just taking initiative, which helps create attraction. So it's just the initiative to enhance the experience.
Yes, it is all about the experience. I'll keep giving you more examples of leader of fun because I know a lot of guys could use this one. You're not going to believe me with what I'm about to say right now. Just Google corny pickup lines and one-liner jokes. I'm being dead serious. Just these little kind of random funny things to say go a very, very long way. Of course, guys, you're really not trying to pick her up like that, but you're almost having the ability to make fun of yourself. You're self-amused. Little things like that go such a long way. What else is a leader of fun? For example, if you threw a barbecue, right? Like you organize a barbecue, again, doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 50, 60, 70 years old, 40. You just throw a barbecue and you have a dog. I'm going to dress up Rambo. I'm going to have a machine at the barbecue. Like little things like that. The way that you guys think might be different than me, but for the most part, I have a lot of to do. Like a bar mitzvah, actually. Or that's what they do bar mitzvahs. They get a bunch of little games to play and things to do to entertain the kids. That's essentially what you're doing. Does that make sense, Marni?
It totally does, 100%. It's really just adding, it's either creating a space for people to interact, which is being the leader of fun, but then also adding like a sprinkle of something that makes it a little bit different. Like make everybody wear a red shirt, like as stupid as that is. But then everybody has to wear a red shirt. Everybody has to wear a goofy shirt. Everybody has to wear a shirt that says something on it. Like it's just taking it one step up, and it gives conversation to people, but you're the one who created that. And that's why it puts you as the leader of fun or the leader of something, as opposed to just the person who participates.
And by the way, we just touched on something that you should be doing on your first date, but we're going to get to that soon. So again, we talked about having women in your life. So how many female friends do you currently have in your life? This is really, really important. I'm going to talk about this later in my presentation, and you might be shocked with what I'm going to say about this theory. I get excited to talk about this one. I created this one. Actually, Rambo didn't. I copied him. Okay, the teleportation theory. Never stay situational. Add elements to enhance your story. So I'm going to go over. You need a setup and a payoff. Okay, so before I get to those, let me just tell you what I mean. I'm at the beach, and actually, guys, give me a location that you guys go to a lot, and don't say clubs, bars, or lounges. Give me like more. Where do you guys go to meet women, or where do you go in your daily life? Put it on the chat. Let me see this. Okay, Matt said the gym. Dennis said the coffee shop. If you're from New York, it's coffee shop, Top Golf, Trader Joe's, dining, Whole Foods, the gym, park. Okay, cool. So I will stop there. Target. Alan said Target. I love it. I'm at Target. I'm at Target a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Most guys, let's say, for example, like a coffee shop. Most guys relate when they walk up to a girl. By the way, to walk up to a girl, because if you're doing that, props to you, because that's very difficult. But when you walk up to a girl at a coffee shop, most guys stay situational. They talk about the coffee. They talk about the vibe of Starbucks. They talk about the barista. They stay situational. Your job when you're talking to a girl is not to talk about the environment that you're in. You are teleporting them somewhere else with your stories. You're not staying situational. Let me give you a perfect example. Let's say that you're at the beach, or you're at a park, or you're at Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. If you go to a grocery store, most men are going to be like, oh, do you know where I can find bread? And no matter the location, I'm going to be talking about, and as soon as you guys fill it out, you'll see how this works. My identity chart. I'm going to bring her out of wherever I'm at. So I bring up a conversation like this. Follow me here, guys, because I do this all the time, and it works. I don't know why I'm saying this, Marni. And I know I don't know you at all, but I feel like you're like a very, like you have this vibe about you that you're like a dog person.
I'm not really a dog person.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about you, but you have that vibe. So get this, I would love your opinion. And by the way, you're like my neighbor Jessica. She has no dogs, no cats. She really is not an animal person, but every time dogs go around her, they like cuddle her, like animals love her. So you have that vibe. You're like an Ace Ventura, the pet detective. Even though you don't like dogs, Marni, it's okay. I feel like the dogs love you. So I would love to show you, and let me get your perspective on this. So here's my dog. And so now I go on the phone and show me a video of Rambo doing something, which I'm going to get into right now. So I could have met Marni at Trader Joe's. I'm not talking about anything that's happening there. I'm teleporting Marni out of that and talking about my dog. Or I can say something like this. I'm at Trader Joe's and I can be like, I don't know why, but this reminds me of like Tulum. This has like a very tropical vibe right now. And now I'm talking about Tulum. Like, by the way, you look very adventurous, Marni. I feel like you travel all around the world. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel you have that vibe. So where's the craziest place that you've ever traveled to? So get this, I would love your opinion. My friend surprised me with a one-way ticket to go to Dubai, which was, and I never knew that women over there, and I'll keep going into my story, meaning that I'm teleporting the girl out of the situation. The reason why I'm doing that is because most guys will, and the woman is put you in a funnel of what the last 40, 50, 60 guys said to her. So if we look at my slide right here, the third point, most in your story, chances of finding a commonality with a girl. If you're only talking about being in the army, if you're only talking about Rambo, if you're only talking about one subject in your story, the girl might be attracted to you, but she's having a hard time connecting with you and getting a commonality on what you guys have in common. So when I'm saying a story, I'm hitting a lot of my identity chart. This is a little hard to get because I spent like 9 hours talking about this, but she broke up.
Sorry, I know.
Okay.
My computer keeps freezing. I apologize. So I'm trying to follow, but can't really. So I'm sorry. Repeat that.
No, I said, are you following me with what I'm saying right here? This is a very complicated. It usually takes me 9 hours to talk about. But is this making sense to everyone right now? That when you're talking to a girl, you're hoping that one of the things that you say hit a commonality. For example, if I was approaching Marni and I'm a big dog person, Marni's not. So we are not going to find a commonality there. So I'm going to have to quickly talk about other things in my life, being a dating coach, being from Miami. You know, it's crazy. Miami, store. Look at it. Everyone has like beard because it's too humid. So now I'm talking about me, about my dog. Then I can say, by the way, you know, one of my films just came out. It's on Netflix, and it's funny because my grandma surprised me with a round trip ticket to go to Vegas. I'm like, Grandma, I love you so much. You're not 21. I'm not going to Vegas with you right now for my film premiere. I'm like, you're staying in Miami and I'll come back and we'll go on a cruise ship. So right now I just talked about my grandma, a movie, dogs, Miami. So now a girl can like, kind of be like this. I like dogs. No, I don't like dogs. Oh, he's been to Miami. Wait, Kosmo, you Miami? Always want to go to Miami. You see what I mean? Like you have to put different subject matters in your story. And that's the idea chart is so powerful. Now, let me get to my second bullet point here. If none of you have done this, I would highly suggest you do this. You get your phone, when you in your pictures. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see. I have albums. I have albums in my phone. And when I want to talk about certain aspects of my identity chart, I show the girl what I'm talking about. What you guys think is more powerful? Telling a girl, showing her. What do you? Jeffrey says showing. Okay, all of you are going to get this one right. So can you imagine me telling a girl a story and now I back it up by showing her? So for those of you that have never done this, I think it's a really good technique. I do it all the time. I make all my guys that I teach a private class on in modern flirting. I audit their iPhone, or for those of you that have Androids, your Androids too, but their phone, and I put them in a folder, and it could be like leader of men, leader of your tribe, leader of fun. So then I audit the pictures or the videos, and I go, this would work well with your skills. So again, I've seen a lot of guys approach girls that I go out with. This at all. If a guy approaches girls that I went out with and is talking about his trip to Tulum and how it made him feel so reinvigorated about life, and then he showed a picture of Tulum with him and his sister or whatever, I'll be like, this guy has really good game. He's telling the girls attraction stories and also showing them pictures. So that's and the payoff is exactly what every good comedian does. They have a setup and a payoff. Setup in a story is my grandma is 84 years old. That I would be setting up how my grandma's older. And then the payoff is that she can party harder than a lot of girls are 20, 30, because I took her to Vegas 1 year ago and she was hanging with women. So it could be a setup for your story. You have to set something up in the beginning of your story and pay it off. And don't worry about the first bullet point, because that one's like really advanced. Just try to take out the second one and the third one. These two you can focus on. And last night, we talked about this earlier in the my presentation. You have to find a good wingman, guys. A wingman that can verify your story. That would be another element. So can you imagine if I go out with you and you tell me, hey, Kosmo, I'm going to be practicing what taught me. And I'm going to be saying my story about, I don't know who said it on the chat, like skydiving or whatever it might be. I can help you as you're going to pivot and you're going to friend zone her. If she's not into you, you're going to keep her as a wing girl. And in my opinion, this is really smart because usually guys are going to walk away from the interaction because they're going to say, Cosmo, we didn't have anything in common, or she didn't find me attractive. She like felt comfortable around me, but there's nothing there. It's totally okay. One of my good friends, I approached her in Venice Beach. Guys, she was married. P.S. She didn't have her wedding ring on, but I walk up to girls, guys, very social person with the technique that I teach you guys. Like, hey, you seem like you have good energy. You seem like you're from the Midwest. She's like, wow, yeah, I'm from Chicago. So I'm talking to her, and I feel this energy. I feel like this cloud come over me, and I kind of see her looking above me. We're in Venice Beach, Muscle Beach. Her husband, bodybuilder, is walking up right behind me. Doof, doof, doof. And I'm like, he comes up, and I'm like, hey, how are you? I'm Cosmo. She's like, hey, babe, he just walked up to me. Oh my God, he made me feel good. I didn't walk away from the interaction because the way that I'm talking to a girl, I'm not getting anything from her. I'm just giving value. I'm just a very social person. But the point of me saying this story is that this girl and that guy are still my friends till today. And that girl has brought me so many girls because she has other girlfriends that I've had good relationships with. So you see what I mean, guys? Like, I didn't give up there because I'm like, oh, there's no attraction, or she has a boyfriend, or she's married. I just said, look, I love both of your vibes. Let me give you my number, and I'll invite you to some of my pool parties that I do, and I would love to have you guys there. They showed up next week, and they've been my friends ever since. So you can friend zone a girl, befriend her, get her into your life. Everything that I just said is in the slide right now. But yeah, make a new friend and build a community. Invite her and whoever else she wants to bring to a social event that you're hosting or going to. Yes, we have talked about this. Yes, we have talked about this as well too. You're the leader of your tribe and you bring people together. Essentially, that's what you're doing. So when you guys go to play poker, or when you're at your event, wherever you're at, you go to a park, you set up the barbecue, the picnic, and you have people coming together. That's the genius part of this. I love this picture that Robin put, by the way. Isn't this picture awesome, guys? Look at this. It's a whole vibe. The reason why you want to pivot is exactly what I just said about the story in Venice Beach. You never know if her friend might be your future wife. You have no idea. So if you're not getting the attraction, make sure you pivot and invite her, give her value into your life, to events that you're doing. For those of you right now that don't have any weekly or monthly events, no matter how old you are, I would highly suggest that every month you guys throw an event at least once a month and you organize it. If you guys are not doing that, you're losing out on a lot of opportunities right now. So throwing a social event once a month, if you're very busy, at least once every 2 months is really, really beneficial. That's what you want to do. And like I said, it's okay if 3, 4, 5 of the girls are married or have a boyfriend. They usually bring more girls. And at the end of the day, you just want to bring people together. So I know we went over a lot. Now I'm really curious to get your opinion, your thoughts. What is the biggest takeaway from what I just shared right now? I want to see what you guys got here.
I'm going to add in a takeaway that I have, which I find really interesting. So I've, worked with guys for 17 years, and I have them go over their approach with me. And how it typically starts is they ask question after question after question, which you went over saying, like, don't do that. But I love how you reframed it so that guys don't have to ask questions. They can just sprinkle their own information out there to see what she latches onto. So I know that's why most guys ask questions, right? Because they want to see what's going to make her light up, what's going to trigger her in some way. And what you're really showing people to do with a lot of what you're saying is to be leaders in their own conversation, for them to open up first and pull people in. And that's what you're talking about when you say bring the fun. You're just like finding more ways to expand this net so people are attracted to you and want to come into your net with you, instead of you trying to fight your way into other people's, privacy nets.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I'll say like, you seem like you're from the East Coast, and a girl will start talking a lot. She's like, oh my God, I'm from New York, but no one ever guesses that. Everyone thinks I'm from California. What made you think that? And she'll start talking. So my job, which is really important, is to be an active listener and really be present with her in the moment and take her in. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. My only objective, Marnie, is I'm collecting data off what freeway do I go. If I know you're not a dog person, I'm not going to sit here talking about Rambo for that long. I can tell you how Rambo made me feel. And if you have anyone in your life, any friends that you have, or any activities that make you feel like you're never stressed out, then we can bond with that. But all I'm doing and what I'm coaching is collecting data.
Okay, I have a question for you. How do you practice the spitting out information part, right? I know that you prepare conversation on your own time so that you're armed with something, but like to be good on the fly, to be able to say, oh, I was in Toronto last week, or oh, I went to Toronto 18 years ago. Like how do you suggest guys get good at just spitting information out of their mouth, especially when they've been withholding information for so long and they're not sure about what information is good or bad information? How do we get them to just sort of let it all loose?
For those of you that have never done this, I highly recommend it. Comedy improv is such a huge, valuable activity to do. When you learn how to do comedy improv, it's all about how you are reacting to the other person in a moment, and it gets your brain to be a lot quicker. So number one, Marnie, it would be comedy improv.
Yeah.
Number two is how to handle hecklers and how to get over rejection and how to learn how to tell a story. Do comedy stand-up. Just try it. Just really try it, because you have to be in the moment. And when you're telling the story and the crowd's not into it, you have to pivot somewhere else. Number three, honestly, it's repetition, 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 repetition. Pick someone that you like in this dating industry. It doesn't have to be me. If you like me, I would love to coach you, but you need a mentor. You need someone that you can trust, where you can be like, is this working? I want to role play with you. And I think repetition is really key. And what we do in Modern Flirting is we have girls that are coaches, and we have daily calls where the guys can go in an hour call with a girl, and they're going to say, hey, I'm at Starbucks right now. Let's role play. And then you just start to role play. And then we have female dating coaches that go, ooh, that was weird. Ooh, I like that. So I think it's more about engagement. A lot of guys stay in their head. You need feedback. You need feedback. Yeah.
One other thing I am going to add in, sorry, I'm not trying to take over, but I do have one suggestion. So we had this great guest on our podcast like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, probably. And he talked about conversation masturbation. Kristen, my co-host, labeled it as that. She's a comedian. And he literally just said like how he became good at talking was at night, he would just talk for 20 minutes. He would pick a topic and just talk and talk and talk until he was blue in the face by himself, which can get, uncomfortable for some people. But if you can't be comfortable on your own doing something uncomfortable, you're gonna have a tough time in front of other people. But that's one thing that he said he did. He would just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about a cell phone or about a happy birthday balloon or about a mug, and just that's how he would get into the practice of things. And then, having a space where you can practice things with people after you've done that on your own. I think these are really great suggestions on ways that guys can practice these skills in a safe environment.
I love that you said that, Marnie. I've been doing this for 16 years, and people are still surprised that every day I still walk up to girls, 10, 15 girls a day. People are like, if I don't do it for 2 or 3 months, and when I do my boot camps, by the way, guys, let me know how much anxiety this would give you. I have 8 guys with me, and they're literally pointing at any girl, and my job is I have to go walk up to the girls and not get rejected, or else they're going to want a refund. You know how much pressure that is on me? For them to be like, hey, I want you to open those 8 people. And I look at them, and it's 6 guys and 2 girls.
You're like, all right.
I'm like, here we go. So yeah, you have to be constantly practicing every single day. Even if you're going to Trader Joe's, just say hi to a girl. Even if you have social anxiety, just start saying
Or
hi.
people, right? Because this is conversation for everybody. This isn't just conversation for women, because this isn't the attraction portion yet. This is the opening them up and getting them comfortable, right?
Yes.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff that we went over is the attraction phase. But the thing also too is I have a 90-minute rule. So whenever you're going to go out somewhere, I believe that 90 minutes before you go out, just get in a talkative state, get on a phone, call any of your friends. If you have no friends, call Chase Bank, call a gas station, call the IRS. Well, don't call the IRS, but call anywhere and get a customer representative and just start talking.
Chat with them.
Just start talking. Go to the mall and talk to someone that works there. Like 90-minute rule, start talking to people. So then when you go out, you're in a talkative state.
Yeah.
It sounds really easy, but even when I coach it, guys are like, yeah, I'll do it. And they don't do it. I mean, try it out, guys. It's really effective. Like, do you think after this class, when I go out and approach girls, do you think it's going to be beneficial for me to go out and talk to girls after this? Absolutely. Because I'm in a talkative state. So whatever you want to do is like get in a talkative state. Okay, cool. So now that you've shown her that you're a high value guy through your storytelling, it's time to exchange phone numbers. This is really, really good, really good, really good. You have to, here's the name of the game, guys. You have to tell her why you're exchanging numbers. What is the specific reason why you want to spend time with her? And the specific event / location. So most guys, they say, let me get your phone number so we can hang out. That's the wrong way to do that. You cannot tell a girl, let me get, which by the way, G-E-T, we're going to talk about that, getting, but let me get your number so we can hang out. That's not what you do. That's not how you do it. The phone number shouldn't be the destination. Most guys think of it like that. The phone number is you're in a car and your destination is the event and the reason why you're even doing a phone number exchange. If the girl loves to hike, then you have to be very clear that I go with a group of people Saturday morning to Runyon Canyon. It's a great hike in Hollywood. Would love to invite you, bring friends, or I would love to invite you Saturday and Sunday. And she goes, wow, I would love hiking. So now, in order for us to meet up, it's just logical, right? She has to get my number or I have to get her number. It's the only reason that we're going to meet up. I have a great story. I was with a couple of friends in Vegas. One of my friends started getting hit on by a guy. I hate to say this, but she girl coded me because she knows I love psychology. So my friend looked at me. She's like, do you think he's cool? With her eyes. I'm like, hey, he's cool. So they're having a great time. We're at a pool party in Vegas, all that. And she lost trust in the guy when the guy is like, hey, by the way, give me your phone number so we can hang out. And at that moment, I saw my homegirl, her shoulders went up and she started to get paranoid about the guy. They're already hanging out. We're already at a pool party. We're already having a good time. And by the fact that he wasn't specific on why the phone number exchange needed to happen, she felt like maybe this guy wanted to go have sex with her in a hotel room, or she felt shady. And after that interaction was over, she's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go back to Kosmo with my friends, but it was good meeting you. I'm like, what happened? And she told me, I don't trust him. Like, I don't trust him. So you want to be as specific as you can with the girl. Okay, so we just went over this. The number is not the destination. The date is. So here's some examples. Let's say the two of you have been talking about some of your favorite foods. A great example would be, I really do. I know the best sushi in Vegas. If you want, I can take you there and we can eat sushi together. I like to go Fridays and Saturdays if your schedule permits. Let her know specifically why. If she loves sushi, now there's a reason why you're going to go out. Offer to take her somewhere or something she's already expressed interest in. This is really good. So if you hit a commonality with a girl, that's the perfect reason on why you should set up that date. I am not going to invite Marni to a dog park. We don't have dogs in common. She would be like, did you not listen to anything I said? So you see what I mean? Like, you have to find a commonality that you have with the girl. And last, this shows that you're listening and invested in what she is saying. So here we go. The number exchange. Let's get into it. How to do a proper number exchange. So you have to get a compliance from a girl in order for you to feel that this number is a solid number. So what is a compliance test and why are we using it? Gus said streaming feed is good. Okay, cool. Okay, so we want to be able to gauge if she wants the interaction to continue. If she doesn't pass the test, you can save everyone's time. So let me explain to you what I mean. In order for me to do a phone number exchange with the girl, I'm going to make her jump through some of my hoops. I'm not just going to tell the girl like, hey, let me get your number. I get her number. It's low investment. Women don't like confrontation, and they're most likely going to ghost you and not respond. But if you make the girl work to get your number, if you make the girl invested in you, you can guarantee 99.999% that she will text you back. Here's why. Do not get her number. Your job is to give her your number. So here's the steps. The first step that you're going to do is you're going to tell her, keyword give. Let me give you my number. Not asking for her number at all. Let me give you my number. So guys, what does she have to do now? If you're like, let me give you my number. She has to get her cell phone out of her purse, get out her phone and log your number down. If the girl's not invested or attracted to you, she's not going to do that. She's going to be like, oh, my phone's in my purse, or I can't find my phone. That's really good because now you saved both of our times. Now I'm not going to be like confused why you ghosted me for the next 5-6 days when I'm texting you. It's all good. If you didn't want to get your phone number out of your purse, there's a very low chance that you're going to meet up with me in person again. So now she has to get her phone number out. So then you say, shoot me a quick text so I can save your number. For those of you that don't like to say the word shoot, you can say, send over a quick text so I can save your number. That's 2 things that she has to do right now to get to like make this go through. So now she has to text you her number. So shoot me a quick text. So she goes, hey, Kosmo, or whatever. She goes, hi. So that's the second step. If she doesn't want to keep talking to you, she will most likely not pass the step. She'll be like, hey, it's okay, Kosmo. I already got your number, so I'll call you if anything. In my head, I'm going to be like, this number is no good. Step number 3, and I know a lot of you guys listening to me right now are like, Kosmo, this is so much work. Oh my God, the girl's not going to do it. Well, if the girl doesn't do it, then it means the number was flaky. My third step is I'm going to take my phone out and I'm going to take a photo of me and her, like, all right, say cheese, so I don't forget who you are. All right, ready? I'm going to log it down. Boom. And I take a picture of me and her and I send it right back. That's a lot of work that she just had to do to get your phone number. In my opinion, I'd rather you guys do a 1 phone number exchange when you go out to Trader Joe's, the park, all that, than to get 10 numbers that none of them are good. You're going to get your hopes high. You're going to feel like she's going to call you back, then she doesn't. And this one is optional. This one's really, really, just to have fun. If you guys want to do this one's really cool. Okay, so here we go. I want to get the first awkward phone call out of the way. So I call her immediately. And if she's right in front of me, I'm still talking to her like, yeah, I'm so excited for you to go hiking with me. And she's like, Cosmo, you're talking to me. I'm like, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And then she picks it up. She's like, hello. I'm like, hey, it's Cosmo. I'm calling you because I just wanted to get the first awkward phone call out of the way. So we talk tomorrow. It's not awkward. So let's get a little awkward right here. And I'll just like make it really, really awkward. I'm making fun of the fact that when you talk to a woman, the first phone call is always awkward. It's like, hey, so it's just awkward. So I'm making it known that this is what I'm doing. Hey, Cosmo, what if there's loud music, or what if she doesn't pick it up? So I'm calling her and I go, you have to help me out here. It's my friend Marni's birthday. I told her I was going to call her and tell her happy birthday. Help me out with this one real quick. By the way, I think you're really awesome. High five. There's not. I'm talking to her. So I'm calling her. She has no idea I'm calling her. So now her voicemail goes off. Hey, what's up? It's Robin. I'm not here. Leave a message. Beep. Picking on Robin a lot today. So now I go, hey, what's up, Marni? Just want to say happy birthday. I'm out here meeting new friends. Say happy birthday. So she goes, hey, happy birthday, Marni. And I go, awesome, Marni. Love you. Happy birthday. So I walk over and I'm like, I got you. And boom, I hang up. So now when you leave the interaction with her, half an hour later, 20 minutes later, an hour later, she's checking her voicemail. And she's like, this fucking guy got me. And she'll usually text you and be like, oh my God, I hate you. I can't believe you got me. Like, these are really fun things to do when you're doing a phone number exchange. Most guys will not do it. They'll just say, let me get your number. Okay. Any questions there? Did you guys get that? I know that was a lot of steps there. Are we all good there? If you have any questions, I can go over this a little bit because this step I feel like is really important. Okay, it's great. It's one of my favorites. Definitely took away some things. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, this one's really good, guys. Okay, so before the date, all right, so before the date, before you meet up with her, what you don't want to do is tell the girl, hey, like, how's your day going, or what are you up to? You don't want to start to ask questions. You just want to give value. So really quick, guys, find a meme that you like, find a little funny video of something, you send her a funny photo or of a video, and you say, this made me think of you. I don't know why. Share interesting aspects of your life, give value to her. Most guys begin to ask a lot of questions. Do not pester her with questions like, what are you doing? And taking value from her. This also applies to Instagram, Facebook, all of the above. You just want to give value. Marni told me that a lot of you communicate with women via Facebook. That's perfect as well. You can DM the girl on Facebook, a little funny video being like, happy Tuesday, I just thought of you. Just give value. Because if she doesn't text you back, you're not getting rejected because you're just giving value there. Okay, don't take away value from her. We just went over that. First date protocol. So we kind of talked about this a little bit too, but first date goals and ideas. Show her who you are. So now you told her, and now it's your chance to show her. So if you told the girl that you're leader fun, which, by the way, Marni, we went over this earlier, but now you show her. So if you invite the girl to a poker game, you're now going to show her why you're the leader of fun. You're going to bring out the little hats or like an all white part, you know, stuff like that. What I think, and I kind of like this a lot, is I'm now in the place where I'm seeing like a lot of guys starting to transition from the first date. If you're feeling a lot of anxiety, you're really nervous, it's okay to bring a first date out to a social gathering to kind of like release that pressure and say, hey, I'm having a picnic, you know, come out and, you know, meet my friends. Like, you can bring your friends as well. This is only if you're having like a lot of anxiety and you're really nervous about the first date. But okay, back to just if it's a one-on-one. You have to build trust and comfort. You have to take the lead here, guys. You have to be making like very, very specific plans. And I would highly, highly suggest that you don't have only one place to go to. I think that is a really, really bad idea, which I'm going to get to next. But establishing safe touch, doing physical activities gives you the chance to get physical. So for example, if it's, you know, anything to do where you can like touch the girl, it's a really good idea. Keep it fun and interesting, meaning that if you run out of things to say in your first date, you have activities to back you up. It's really, really good. So an example might be you start at a bowling alley with an arcade, and then you go to eat ice cream afterwards, and then you finish with a bike ride on the beach. All of these should be things that you build a commonality with the girl. But the last thing that you want to do is sit there at a restaurant and just stare at each other. That's why in Hollywood movies, you know, like they go out on a first date and the guy's like across the table and they have an amazing conversation, but there's no physical touch. It's kind of boring. They're not moving a girl around. And at the end of the first date, the guy goes to drop off the girl. He opens the door, walks her to the front of the door, and there's like this awkward thing. Do I go in for a kiss or not? In the first dates, on the way that I coach it, the girl should be very comfortable with you at the end of the day. And here's why. You're bouncing her from one location to the next. Anytime a girl moves from one location to the next, you're building trust. If she did not trust you, she is not leaving to the next location with you. And the last one here is, guys, really think about this. That song, that famous song, girls just want to have fun. Make it fun. Instead of spending $500 in a very expensive restaurant, get very, very creative on what you're going to be doing on a first date, and it could cost you very little money. Doesn't have to be a big, big thing. Okay, cool. So planting the second date. Here we go. So how to plant the second date. You got to talk about something that you did not do in your first date. So in the middle of the first date, you can say things like, let's say that if you went hiking, right? I'm just making examples here. You go, if you behave good, if we ever hang out again, I definitely got to take you snorkeling in San Diego, or talking about something different. So now you're leading her on and giving her a reason why you guys should meet up for another time. So you want to plant that seed in like the middle of your first date. You want to kind of be like, I wonder how, Marni, I got a feeling I can beat you in, and then I'll name activities. Marni will be like, I will beat your ass. And I'm like, well, next time we hang out, we're doing that. So now there's excitement there. You're like, you know, it's like foreplay, but just, you know, to get to the next date, you're building that excitement. Okay, cool. Boom. So guys, what is your biggest takeaway from what I just shared right now? And I know I gave you a lot of information, but I was just trying to, you know, give you as much value as I could. So drop a comment in the chat. What's the biggest takeaway that you guys took away from what I shared? Have fun. Show them that you're the leader of fun. Keep it fun. Multiple activities. I need to find a list of fun things to do to go on a date. Absolutely, Matt. I totally agree with you. I think all of you should do that. Yes. Originality, fun, activities are the best. Absolutely. My stories leading to fun. Yes. You know, it's a common theme right now. Having fun is like a very big common theme right now. Multiple activities. Absolutely. I'm telling you right now, even though I'm coaching you, some guys will still mess up and only plan one location. Don't do it. Don't sit down and eat dinner with a girl for 3 hours and not move her around. Water park. Ooh, that's fun, Jeffrey. Yes, very good, very good, very good. Is it okay to have relaxing dates or save that for later? Depending on what you, very good question, Miglan Aruz. If I bonded with the girl on going to a spa or doing a yoga class or meditating, then yes, the date would be a little bit more zened out. If the girl was into like meditation, I'm not going to be like, meet me for happy hour in Hollywood Boulevard. We got to go get drunk. Like, she's going to be like, what? So depending on what you vibed with the girl, that depends on the date.
Even be like going to the movies. It doesn't, Fun doesn't mean exciting and thrilling and risk-taking. It just means enjoyable and bringing an extra energy that isn't there. Like you are making whatever experience enjoyable. If you're talking about, I had this one date where I went to the pier at midnight in Los Angeles because I met this guy at a comedy show and we just started talking about like whether or not people were down on the pier. And I bet him there were people there and he bet me that there wasn't. So our date was to go down to the pier at midnight. It's not anything that's exciting, but he was interesting. He made it more fun and enjoyable. He brought that energy.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Yeah. iPhone, that's his name. iPhone, it's a cool name. Mini golf and ice cream. I love that. That's great. Dinner and dancing. I love it. I don't know I don't know what you think about this, Marni, but I feel like this has backfired on a lot of guys. When you go out for like a dinner, then you get stuffed, the girl stuffed, and it's like afterwards, it's kind of like to go somewhere else. Like when I go out to dinner, I'd rather just like go for like an appetizer or like an ice cream and let her know that right after like we get an appetizer, we can go dancing. Cause my experience having like a 2-3 hour dinner, 2 hour dinner, like the girl just gets stuffed, you get stuffed.
And tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. But if you're really into somebody, I mean, you really push past everything. So I wouldn't say that's completely off the table, but to plan ahead and say like, let's have some appetizers. Let's go dancing. And if you want to have like a late night snack, you can totally do that. Go for ice cream or something. I think that's a better decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Marni, so did you want to do any Q&A or?
Yeah, like let's do 5 minutes of Q&A because I'm sure there's a lot of questions that are coming up for guys. So if you have any questions for Kosmo about what to say, how to say it, when to say it, how to build anything, like please put your questions in here. What are your thoughts on dangerous dates?
What do you mean? What do you mean on dangerous dates? Okay, so I've seen a lot. So Keith says, I've seen lots of advice to not be the performing monkey, but the overall feeling I get from this presentation seems to be a lot like being the performing monkey. How is this different from that? This is such a common theme of what I get. And this is what I said earlier in the presentation. The guys that think they're cool and they're going to be wallflowers and not be entertaining, not be captivating, not like take big risks, are not going to be able to handle how I coach, and the students that I have are a lot more captivating and interesting and entertaining. You're not doing this, Keith, to get their validation. You're doing this because it makes you feel good, my brother, because you know that people might be having a shitty day. And if you came into their life and you made them feel better, you're winning. That's the mindset that you should have. But it's a really good question because a lot of guys get so scared, like, oh, I'm being a performing monkey. And then you don't take any risk. You don't do anything fun. Look at the date that Marni had, right? Like at the pier and all that. Like that's a risk taker. Like that's amazing. So I wouldn't be more focused on that, Keith. I wish your question to me would have been, how can I be more entertaining without feeling like I'm being a dancing monkey or something like that? So those are my thoughts on that. We're in 2022. A goldfish have more attention span than human beings. Yeah. If you're playing Mr. Cool Guy and you're not going to take risks, you're going to get blown out and ran over by a guy like me that's going to come in and be energetic, be entertaining, and just give good value rather than being like, hey, what up? Yeah, I'm Kosmo. Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm laying back. You know, like that. It just doesn't work right now. Okay, so what other questions? You want to pick one, Marni?
Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry, there was some up here. Importance of dressing well or not that important?
Dressing well.
Dressing well. What are your thoughts on like having good style? Is it important? If you're a man of great value, if you're fun, you're energetic, you like bring things to the table, does it matter if you're a good dresser?
Being a good dresser will always help you. But again, I totally think that you guys should do this. I do this with all my clients. Find someone that's in the media, an actor, a musician, athlete, whatever you think, wow, that's my kind of character. And hack them, model them, Google that. Be like, what does he wear, whoever that is for you? And I would just model that character. That's what I would do with this, with the style. And by the way, I don't think it's a bad idea at some point, if you're getting feedback that you're not dressing good, hire a stylist. Just invest it one time, hire a stylist, get feedback from her, be like, at my age, what do you think I should be wearing? So I would do that. But to answer your question, your personality is a lot more important than what you're wearing. A lot of
enhances it. It does. It enhances it, and it doesn't leave room for them to try to figure out who you are. Like for me, when I see a guy who's well dressed, I'm like, he's got his shit together. He looks like right away. It isn't like, okay, now does he have a good personality? It's like he looks good. I'm open to talking to him. Wow, he has a great personality as well. It just helps and enhances. That's all that it does. It does. To be honest, it doesn't hurt if somebody is not well dressed and then he's awesome. It just helps move it along faster, and that doesn't take away the second guessing. I'm having a hard time thinking of the words for it, but it really just enhances what you're looking at. A package that, if you want to give a gift to somebody, right, and you have this bag that you hand them that's like a garbage bag with just, tissue paper hanging out of it, and then you another option is handing them a beautiful bag that is like so wonderfully done, that has the perfect ribbons and the right color bag and the tissue. The present, it's just nicer. It's just more appealing. You want to open it faster. It doesn't mean that it's a better gift inside. It's just the whole experience just feels better and makes it feel a little bit more special. And that's really what style does for a guy. That's about it.
Yeah, no, I love it. Wesley asks, what do you do when you go up to a woman to talk to her and she freezes up on you and even turns her back on you? I have a one-liner, and by the way, and actually it's worked every time, but it worked in Fort Lauderdale. We just had a seminar. Guys, I got blown out. A girl was just having a bad day, and she's like, don't talk to me. Like, I don't care. She was just having a bad day. So I said this one-liner before I left. I said, I just wanted to say something. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I feel like something really good is going to happen in your life. And I just wanted to say that. I'm like a very intuitive person, but have a nice day. Sorry if I bothered you, but I just felt that. And as I'm walking away, the girl grabs my wrist, Marni, grabs my wrist. And she's like, look, I'm sorry. I'm having a fucked up day.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's all good. I'm sorry if I did anything wrong. I'm just a very social person. I'm Cuban from Miami, and I just kind of like love talking to people. So that's something that I like to do a lot is, the girl turns her back on me. I feel it's nothing personal. She's having a bad day, and I'm gonna wish her, I'm gonna give her good vibes.
There was one question from Jim who said, I'm stuck on the wingman thing. Surely there are times when we'll be on our own and want to approach a woman. So how do we get our attraction story out without a talk show host?
The talk show host is not there to create your attraction story. The talk show host, your wingman, is there to help you enhance it, but you don't need him. You can just do it on your own. You don't really need him. One of the guys on the chat said that if you do the teleportation theory, would the girl think that you're all over the place? Absolutely not. Again, imagine you are going to go pay money to go see Kevin Hart. And the whole time that Kevin Hart is entertaining us, 30,000 people in a stadium, can you imagine if Kevin Hart just stuck on a situational thing and talked about the stadium, talked about the audience? Like, it would get boring. Your job is, you are a storyteller. That's your job. So I think she won't think that you're all over the place. If Marni said she doesn't like dogs, and I'm like, we should go to a dog park, that's a danger, because the girl's like, oh, he's not even listening to me right now. But I hope you guys do get this. James Bond is not the guy that's going to get you the girls. I'm so sorry. It's going to be a character, like a fun character. Pirates of the Caribbean, we have Jack Sparrow, Ryan Reynolds. You gotta bring a little bit of fun into the girl's life. I'm telling you, it's a lot more effective.
Into your own as well.
even if you don't go out with girls, wouldn't you want to do these things with your 5, 6 guy friends? Like, this is a lot more fun. Even if whatever the guy was that said poker night, wouldn't you want to do that with your guy friends? I totally agree, Marni. Let's take the girls out of the equation for a second. I think it's just fun in general. If you're having fun, the girl will have fun. Women will mirror you. And one more thing, women really don't care that much on how you look. They care how you think you look. I've seen a lot of very attractive guy models in Hollywood with very low self-esteem, and they'll walk up to a girl, and in the beginning it's good, like the girl's like, wow, this guy's hot, but he'll start talking. After like 30 seconds a minute, the girl's like, this guy's boring. This guy's very insecure. Yeah, Robin said Deadpool. Deadpool's a really good one. So what else?
Yeah. Well, so let's wrap up because we're getting close to 6 o'clock. I know that you want to tell people a little bit about what you have going on, and I want to share some things as well. But I want to, yes, go over what we covered. So.
Absolutely. So we have covered opening, and those of you who DM me today, I'm going to give you my handbook for free. We talked about the observations. Don't ask a question, make a statement. We talked about the transitions. Get this, by the way. Oh, let me get your opinion on this. The attraction stories, bullet point number 4. I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's going to be the hardest one for you guys to master. It takes a long time to get good at those, but at least I hope that I'm pointing you in the right direction on knowing what you need to do with your identity chart. The motivation, the number exchange, talking before the first date, your first date strategies on what you should be doing. We went over that a lot. And then planning the seed for your second date, which always should go in the middle of your first date, planting that seed. When you end your first date, by the way, don't say, okay, it was so good to hang out with you. I'll call you next week, or I'll call you in a couple of days, and to make plans. Make the plans right then and there.
Hey guys, I just wanted to thank you so much for watching this masterclass and taking action. I'm just speaking to the future because hopefully you will take action on what you've learned here today, because it takes a lot, but I know that you can do it. And it shows that you are wanting to be better and constantly improve yourself, which, as you know, is super attractive and sexy to women. I also wanted to share something with you. It's an email that I got from one of the guys who is a part of my Inner Circle program. And I want to share it with you because I know how hard it is and how hard it can be doing this stuff on your own. And I want to show you that if you apply this and follow along with us, whether it's a masterclass or hopefully the Inner Circle, what this can do to change your life. So here is the email that I got. He wrote, I will ask forgiveness for this unsolicited contact, but I know you like success stories. I've been dating this girl for about 6 months. She's wonderful. She treats me like gold and spoils me. I think I'm going to keep this one. But it's proof that your stuff works. I wouldn't have gotten here without your material, and I'm still in a state of disbelief, but the proof is in the pudding. I'm really happy from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Okay, and that is just one of the countless emails that I get from guys. I probably get about like 50 to 100 of those every single week, but this one really stuck out for me. These masterclasses are just one piece of the puzzle, a big piece, but still just a piece. Application, practice, and feedback, direct feedback from a no-nonsense wing girl or many wing girls is what really lets you hone and own the skills you want and make them second nature. If you are wanting to become a master with women, a master at dating, attraction, and possibly love, I'm not pushing that on you, but I want you to have options, then I want you to join my Inner Circle. I want to work with you directly to help you become the man women want, and quite frankly, the man that you've always wanted to be, with women and without women. I'm pretty picky about who I let into my Inner Circle, but I'm really hoping that you are the kind of man that I think you are. So to learn more about my Inner Circle, and if you qualify to join, I want you to click the button below to apply. I really hoped that you enjoyed this masterclass, and I'm excited to see you in my Inner Circle. I will see you next time.